is. It's unlike any other in sport. As both teams made their way out of the tunnel, these folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Washington Redskins and the Denver Broncos. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
Watch right, watch right, watch right. Watch the slant, watch the slant.
And nice yardage right off the bat here as he's up to about the 24-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
A 2nd down throw for Prescott. Dancing to his left. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. A very solid gain of 27.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
That's what I'm talking about. All day. Watch tight end. 3 down.
Here we go.
And he motions the wide receiver.
Wide motion.
Here we go, going to 54. Wide.
2nd down, Prescott. Over the middle, it's complete. And he's brought down. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on 2nd down.
Here's Prescott. Wide open receiver, complete. And he's brought down. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it in, throw it, go play action, and take your shot at the end zone. One of the beauties of a 3-4 defense is that you have flexibility with your linebackers, and you can put them in different spots. But one of the downsides is an offensive team that's committed to running the football, you can get your big offensive linemen up on linebackers quicker, and that usually gives you an advantage in running it.
Here we go.
Prescott now on 2nd down. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That'll set them back with a loss of 3 on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
Hey. We got 4.
Defense really showing respect to the deep ball here, playing off the receivers.
Go to 54. Gun.
Hey, check 24. Check 24.
Gun.
3rd and long for Prescott.
36.
Oh, it's a touchdown if he holds on. Instead, it's 4th down.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. They came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
And his kick here is good. And it's 3-0 as the Redskins strike first. So it's our visitors who make the first dent in the scoreboard as they get 3 here on the initial drive of the ball game.
Yeah, it's hard to say who actually won that opening drive. On the one hand, anytime you can come in as a road team and get an early lead, you're going to be thrilled. But at the same time, to have the ball as deep in enemy territory as they did and come away with only 3, that's got to be a little bit of a disappointment.
Watch it now, Barney! Hurry up, here we go!
A first carry for Leonard Fournette. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. If these kinds of lanes are available, you have to feel like he's going to have a pretty big game on the ground.
Yeah, you can tell early on he's got a little burst in his step, and that's a big pickup right there on first down.
Now let's go!
Again, it's Fournette. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end. 3 down.
On play action, they'll throw. Buying time to his left. He can run for it, and he will. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the first down, but he does turn a possible loss.
And how about this, a fake? And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out.
Anytime a fake doesn't work, we usually focus our attention on the guys that were unsuccessful. But how about the defensive guys? They have to plan all week. They have to prepare all week. Special teams, they look like they were educated for that one.
Educated on their toes and getting a big stop. And room there to work it inside the 25. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
Here we go, kill!
Prescott from the gun. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 12. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
On the NFL scoreboard, an update from Los Angeles. It's the Rams that have grabbed the early lead. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
I think there's one element that just keeps increasing on defense in the NFL, and that's speed. They want it at every position, and we just saw there some linebackers who can go sideline to sideline, run past that trash, go past people, and make tackles near the sidelines.
Not only near the sideline, but also in the backfield there for the loss.
Green, 39! Green!
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
Single.
All right, here we go. Boom, landed!
They'll drop to throw. He'll set up the screen to Fournette. Room here to run. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. 17 yards for the Broncos there as they've got themselves a first down.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a first down.
Fournette, a first down carry. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice hit, boy. Single, slot. Hey, you're on an island over there. You're on
Hurry
an
up, here we go. Green, over.
Watch
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw.
Let's go. Pick it up,
And he finds a man on the crossing route. And he's finally taken down, but not before getting across midfield and across the 45-yard line.
Man left.
Now let's go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Mike's 54.
Black 99 Philly, here we go.
Give me that ball, D.
Gun.
Give me that
Gun.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at second down.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete.
Watch it now, Barney.
Kill.
Set. 3-19.
They'll run it now out of the gun.
Keep it up, defense.
They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Watch tight ends
Watch it now, Barney. Here we go now.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Fournette. Oh, Fournette loses it. It's out. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not only going to tip it, I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations, big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
Gun. We got it.
And he'll give it here to his running back. He works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much.
Watch right.
Here we go. Gun.
They're not ready for this, man.
Gun. Here we go. Going to 54. We're going to 54. Here we go.
Out of the gun. Here's Prescott.
Hey, alert three.
And he slides to avoid the hit. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
Left. I see 47.
Here we go.
47.
Kill.
Hey, defense, let's go. Hey,
Gun.
switch gears.
Now Prescott.
Check.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 47. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
And a great spot to start this drive from here.
Tight end to the right, boys. Tight end to the right. Move.
Set. Green, 39.
Got three.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15, just shy of the 10. 23 yards on the play.
Now let's go. Black 99 Philly. Here we go.
A handoff to Fournette. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They don't want it, fellas. They don't want it. Keep playing hard, fellas, all day. Woo!
Here we go now. 319. 319.
Mike 51. Mike
2 minutes to go here in the first half. Back to Denver right after this. So what will they do? On the ground, through the air? Let's see. 2nd and 9.
No. Check. Patriot. Now let's Patriot.
They'll run it again with Fournette. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. And now we're going to get a timeout called by the Redskin defense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. The Broncos on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Set. Green, 39. All right, now, Lucky 56. Lucky 56.
He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
And the 11-year veteran bangs it through. Meanwhile, out in Los Angeles, they're in the 2nd quarter now. It's the Rams that have grabbed the early lead. I have a feeling that one's going to stay tight throughout. We'll continue to monitor. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack to see how they attack him here. He finds an opening past the 40, and he goes out of bounds across the 40-yard line. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. So they pick up the first down after the run, and now they approach for the fresh set.
We got 3 down. Hey, fellas, we got 3. Let's go.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. A first down throw for Prescott. And the Broncos get there and take him down. Jadeveon Clowney in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year.
There we go, kill. There we go, kill. There we go, going to 53.
Big edge.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. He's picked off near his own 48, and he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December. Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake, after the game, he may have to announce he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off around the 37. And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line. And now time will be called here as we've got an injured Redskin down on the field. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. And they'll start this drive with very good field position.
Here we go. 56 is Mike. 56 is the Mike.
Well, now they'll try the end around. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
Prescott down.
Wide, get wide.
And this one is incomplete.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. So they've been unable to capitalize on the great field position as of yet. Here's 3rd and 9.
Here we go. They're going to 53.
Back.
Gun. Here we go. Kill.
Bang.
Throwing. Prescott. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off at the 23. And what a return as he brings this one all the way back to the 25-yard line. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run.
Right. He's tight right here. He's tight on the right. Now that's
Back to throw.
alert.
And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete.
Tight ends on the Ringo.
Here we go now.
Looking to throw. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock.
There's so much precision in an offense, especially when you're throwing the ball. And in an out route, plenty of it. How about the quarterback hitting his back foot, balls out of his hands, receiver making his break, making his cut. It's got to time up perfectly. Not always easy to do.
Just let him a little too much.
Yeah, I remember back in the good old days, I was talking to a quarterback, and he said everything they did was on the count system. So when he took a snap, he counted in his head for certain routes, different time frames for each one, and he knew if the ball wasn't out of his hand at that point, he'd better eat it because the play was dead.
So if you like field goals, this is your game. Sorry, Larry, your hard work appreciated by so many men and women, but not today as we get back to the action in the second half. Meanwhile, out in Los Angeles, they're in the second quarter now. It's the Rams that have grabbed the early lead. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. It's a 4-yard pickup, and it'll be a second down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Tight, watch left. Tight, watch left.
Now let's go. 319.
Three down.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos first down.
Double tight. Out.
All right, here we go. Back there, Philly. Here we go. Over. Detroit.
Crash. Check. Watch the edge.
A handoff, Fournette running left. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Single.
Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. They'll look to throw here. Escaping the pressure right. Now on the run. He'll throw it back deep. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 14. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line.
I think that interception happened for two reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open?
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
Watch left.
Here we go.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
I'd say it's pretty good strategy. If you throw interceptions on back-to-back drives, let's see if the running backs can handle the ball a little bit, get things going. And also, you motivate your offensive line. I think they're in the mood to fire out and hit someone.
I thought the defense, though, might be a little more prepared for that run. Pretty good gain on the ground.
Here we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Fresh set of downs here.
Yeah, let's get a sack lunch.
Here we go.
55's my guy, 55. No chance.
To throw is Prescott. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time.
56, my boys, 56. Check, 56. It's a party now.
Kill.
Throwing again. Prescott on 2nd and 10. That's incomplete. Nearly another pick. My goodness.
Trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown, and frankly, that should have been another pick right there. The Redskins on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 10.
Kill.
3 buzz.
Here we go. Wide eight. We're going to 54. Wide eight.
Shit.
Gun.
6 guys.
Now Prescott. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
Pick it up. 56. Mike, 56. Right there.
They'll run it now out of the gun.
Baby, come on, let's go.
And he'll bring this one inside the 35.
Boy, I know you felt that one. I know you felt that one.
See if they stay on the ground for second down.
That's right, baby. They don't want it.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. The Redskins on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation.
Go to 54, go to 54.
And they give this time to the tailback. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. A solid gain of 15 yards, and the sticks move.
Woo! I know you feel that.
In the red zone this time.
Watch the run, watch the run.
Everybody,
56 to Mike. 56.
From the red zone now, Prescott. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. A first down screen pass, good for 5.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
Elsewhere around the NFL, 3rd quarter now in Los Angeles. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. And he'll give it here to his running back. And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a 1st and goal.
The running game's played a huge part in getting him down to this point on the field. I say stay with it. Keep pounding the football. Keep driving. Keep grinding.
Yeah, even down in the red zone, keep going for it.
No doubt about it. Dance with what brung you.
And the offense readies for play number 10 of this series.
Let's go. We got this. We got this.
Here we go. Kill.
Slam.
Going to 53.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. Oh, long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field.
56 to Mike, boys. 56. Check. 56. Come on,
Gun.
Let's see what you got.
Now it's a bootleg with Prescott.
Check 43.
And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
Welcome back now to Denver. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point, just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. The offense on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here. They'll run it now out of the gun. No gain on the play that time, so a big stop, and it's going to leave them with a 4th and goal.
Another stop on 3rd down, and this defense still hasn't allowed a touchdown to this point.
Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal.
Here we go. 180.
Watch safety creep. Watch safety
Now
creep.
contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? So that's going to move them half the distance.
First of all, you can't jump in this situation. But think about your play calling now. Could easily change what you want to do and maybe make things a little bit easier.
And now before this 4th and 2 play comes to fruition, they're going to think about it and call a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll wind up being knocked back to the 3-yard line. The run is turned away on 4th and goal from the 2. And the result, instead of the chip shot to tie, they turn the ball over on downs. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 5-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. A tight game like this, such a tough spot for the offense to be in. Even though they have the lead, Charles, back up so close to their goal line, they got to protect the football.
And that's when you have to take care of your team with play calling as well. Not a lot of misdirection, not a lot of counters, not a lot of plays where you have extra ball handling. Get it right to the hands of your running back. Tell him to take care of the ball and try and move forward.
Just a couple on the ground there, and that's going to bring up 3rd and about 6.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine. The Broncos on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6.
Here we go now. No. Check. Patriot.
They'll run it now out of the gun. They find some open field here. And he'll have the first down as he's up to about the 18. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
A limited running room as he'll get about 3 to the 21. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they keep handing it to him.
On 2nd down, here's Fournette. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now, to stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word. Put it in bold. Here we go. A play-action fake. They'll look to throw. He sets to fire deep. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. A big gain of 39 on 3rd.
Couldn't just sit on it here, could they? Had to throw the ball on 3rd down. Got the big completion in the pickup. Fresh set of downs now. They've got to feel great.
And defensively, a backbreaker. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels.
Hey, all right, here we go.
Gonna give this time to the tailback. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. That led to a really nice game.
And he's going to bring this one down to right about the 20-yard line. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Good gain there on first down. It keeps him in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front. Good blocking, nice hole for him. Ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds and keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
Check 3.
Back
check
Detroit!
Three, check 3.
Detroit! Back 9 Detroit!
Check 4,
Detroit!
check 4. Undercrush.
Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this.
Watch twist.
Now let's go! Blue 90!
Here's a give to Fournette, and not going to be able to push this forward. He runs into a wall right at the line of scrimmage.
Sometimes play calls boil down to philosophy. You know you're facing one of the top 10 units against the run in the NFL. So do you decide to keep smashing against them, or do you decide to throw the ball here?
The Broncos on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. Here it's 3rd and 3. Now back to throw. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 21, 30, 20, 10. And he will bring this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Redskins touchdown.
Coaches always tell their players someone's got to make a big play, but what they mean is a game-altering play, a game-changing play, a turnover force, and we just got that. I mean, how about that play, Brandon?
Yeah, a pick 6, 4th quarter, that is a game changer.
Someone read their keys, and someone had the courage to go after the ball right then and there.
And it gives them the lead. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6, obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position and not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
Now Leonard Fournette, and he loses the football a second time. Unfortunately, he's able to recover himself, but the clock's still rolling here.
All I can say about this play is that someone's living right. I mean, he's trying to gain yardage, trying to get upfield. Ball comes free. What's that panic that we've talked about oftentimes that you feel when you lose the ball?
You can sense it.
Oh, you can sense it, and somehow he got to it and was able to recover it for his squad.
He'll look to throw. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete.
Oh, yeah.
And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve.
Watch tight. Tight end's right. Watch tight. Tight end's right.
Set! 3-19!
He's back to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Watts. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice game there. This one goes for 20. Back to throw. Looking left sideline, it's complete. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again. They got exactly what they wanted there. Out route, catch, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
And I have to criticize defense here because you know the situation. You want to keep them in bounds and have the clock run. So I'm sitting on the outside portion of the field and not letting them throw an out route. Throw anything inside and I'll make the tackle. An out route? That's not the way you're supposed to play it.
Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. Second down.
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move.
Here we go now. Green 39.
Back to throw. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. picked off down at the 2. And they get the football, but not much on the return here as he stopped at the 7-yard line. Out comes the Redskin offense now as they get set to begin another possession. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet.
Strong right.
There we go. Wide 80. There we go. Going to 53.
Hey. You got three.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And not much there at all as he'll get this only up to about the 11. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it's going to make it 3rd down and 6. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
Hey, guys, check me out. We got 3 down, but we got to stand up.
Here we go. Going to 54. Going to 54. Wide 80.
Shit.
Gun. Kill.
Check.
There we go. Wide 80.
Check. He's coming. We got double up.
Well, Charles, the old saying, the old cliche, if you will, points at a premium, that certainly applied here, didn't it?
And that almost like opened up a time capsule, didn't it? Old school football, low scoring, close game. What a way to finish it up.
You loved it, didn't you? You loved the defenses.
I certainly did. Brought back the images of the game of old.
So for the Redskins, it's an important win for their playoff hopes as they move to 8-5. And they'll return home next week to take on the Philadelphia Eagles. Meanwhile, for Denver, any slim hopes they had at a playoff berth gone now as they drop to 4-9. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon, everyone, as we say so long from Denver.